Good morning, folks. I know it's 11 a.m. on the East Coast, but many of you are joining us from the West Coast and the Midwest Central Time. So it's early for some of you, but thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. This is session 2 in this introductory series. We will get started in just a few minutes. But while we wait, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what we have planned today. Also talk to you about the sequence of the 3 sessions we have planned every Saturday and give you a glimpse of what's coming, as well as talk a little bit about what's happened as well. Some of you are joining us for the very first time. Thank you. A lot of registrations in the last 1 week. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. In fact, you can watch a replay of the session from last week, or you can also join in this session and we'll bring you up to speed because we're going to be spending a little bit of time doing recap. Let me take a step back and share with you our journey to inner peace, so to speak, that we've been working on the past few weeks. Week 1 was about introducing you to meditation, teaching you some really powerful techniques that can be quick solutions to getting into balance. Some of you were actually able to attend our personalized guided meditation sessions. Thank you. We have them running on 2 days now, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Thursdays at 8 p.m. And that's been wonderful. We've seen some active participation in those sessions. So I highly recommend those of you just joining us or who didn't get a chance to attend to take part in those personalized sessions where it's on a Zoom call. You can ask questions, you can interact with instructors, and have that one-on-one sort of session where you can get individualized guidance. Week 2, I will share with you what we're going to cover throughout today's session, which will run for a little bit over an hour. So sit back, relax, get comfortable. Week 3 is the special one, so don't miss it. Next Saturday, same time, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to be bringing in a couple of musicians, really special musicians from very different backgrounds, Western classical, Indian classical. They're going to lead us through a music-based meditation, as well as they're going to do a live performance for us, where we're going to see an ensemble set of things. But even more special, I will have the opportunity to talk to them a little bit and on how meditation influences their musical journey, as well as how it helps them on a day-to-day basis in a very creative field. Hope that gives you a good overview. Again, as I said, don't miss next Saturday, November 21st. A very special music session slated for all of you, and that will be the last of these 3 series. So what do we have planned today? Today we have, we'll do a little bit of a recap. So this is where everybody who's just joining us can catch up. We'll talk to you about the foot soak and raising your energy. We will get into the depth of the 2 sides, the 2 channels, the 2 aspects of the human personality. We will have, of course, 2 guided meditations. Sahaja Yoga is entirely in the experience. All the knowledge in the world cannot give you the experience. So we will have 2 guided meditation sessions. So wherever you are, if you're in front of your computer, if you're in front of your smartphone, get settled, be ready to get into the meditative state. Just put it in a place where it's comfortable. Like I said last time, right? Put it in your meditation area so it's not distracting. We also have a special Learn from Shrimataji section where we're going to talk about how extreme behavior affects our inner system, affects our personality and how we go out of balance, the technicalities of it, and you learn it directly from Shrimataji. And last but not the least, we're going to take some questions through the chat group and hopefully we get some questions answered for you as well. And of course, you can take more personalized sessions in the Wednesday and Thursday sessions we have planned for you. Now, first up, before we get to the rest of it, can you guys in the chat just share your name, where you're from, and if this is your first session or this is your second session because you attended last week Saturday. That would be awesome. It'll be a good way for us to get to know each other, interact with each other. That'll give also a good idea of where you're coming from. I know registrations are from all over America, and in fact we got some from Europe as well. Fantastic. So last week we showed you a video. We also sent it to everybody who registered for the class about a powerful technique called the foot soak. We will share that video link again. It is an important technique that you can use on a daily basis. Very simple to do. Take salt water in a dishpan, put your feet in it and meditate. And today we're going to teach you how to balance yourself. And this is something you will use for the rest of your meditation journey. You can do it every day with your foot soak or otherwise. It only takes 10 minutes, but it's going to change your life. I know, big statement, but at least it's going to change how you sleep at night, okay? So please try it out and let me know. For those of you who actually did it last week, either in the personalized guided sessions or on your own, put it in your comments. Let me know if you try the foot soak. How did you feel? Did it work for you? The energy called Kundalini, the mothering energy. We'll spend a little bit of time on that. And this we will do together. And in the lead up to the first meditation, we'll jump right in. As I said, all the theory will come later. First meditation, get into the feel of it, get to experience it, and then we will understand how it works. Sounds good to everyone? Okay, cool. On your screens, you see these figures that talk about raising the Kundalini. So we will do it together, but primarily you'll use our left hand. We'll keep our left hand steady and slowly raise it up to the top of our head like this. Yeah? Does that make sense? Left hand steady, slowly raise our left hand up. And while we are doing this, we will rotate our right hand around our left. Right? We'll start from the base of our spine and slowly raise our hand, turning circles up to the top of your head. And at the top of your head, we will tie a symbolic knot. Now, we try to keep things essentially very simple in Sahaja Yoga. And this is simple. Don't complicate it. Your attention is doing the magic. Your hands are just moving. What we are doing is we're raising this energy to a higher state, and we are preparing for that meditative experience. And we're also putting ourselves in a shield of protection. Now, how do we do that? We do that by doing this rainbow movement. We'll have our left hand on our lap, and we will take our hand up above the top of our head, bring it down on the right, and then back up top of our head. And we'll do this 7 times. We're going to do all of this again together with our eyes closed, because as I said, it's the experience and your attention that works the magic. But I wanted to show you the steps before we get into it. Sounds good? Okay. Now sit back, get comfortable. If you're in a chair, just put your hands open on your lap, feet firmly on the ground with full contact with the earth. If you're sitting down, just relax, sit in a lotus posture, whatever you want, but hands completely open. This symbolizes a receiving position, right? Like being open to experiences, open to this flow of energy within you. Now we will do the exercise again. First, we will raise our Kundalini, and then we will do the protection shield called the Bandhan. Start with our left hand at the base of our spine. Slowly raise it 7 times up through the central channel, and at the top we tie 1 knot. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4 at the heart, 5 at the neck, 6 at the forehead, 7 above the top of your head, 2 knots. Again, start at the base of your spine. 1, 2, 3 at the navel, 4 at the heart, 5 at the neck, 6 at this, 7 at the top of your head, and 3 knots. Now close your eyes. Close your eyes and we'll do this rainbow movement. Start from your left hand, above your left hand. Raise it up the left, above the top of your head. Bring it down on your right and back. Don't worry if you're not getting it right. Just try to feel this energy within you as you do this. The technique does not matter as much in the beginning. 7 times we will do this. 3. Very slowly, deliberately. 4. 5. 6. And 7. Bring your right hand back onto your lap. Now, again, Soumya, just like last week, will lead us through a guided meditation. You can follow along. If you are confused, you can look at the screen in front of you, but my recommendation is that you have your eyes closed, body completely relaxed, hands open on your lap, and ready for this experience. Let's meditate.
So we can start with a little breathing exercise. We will slowly breathe in, hold our breath for a few seconds, and then gently breathe out. So breathe in, hold for a few seconds, and then slowly breathe out. Breathe in, hold for a few seconds, and then slowly breathe out. Breathe in, hold for a few seconds, and slowly breathe out. Let's place both our hands towards the ground. And here, inside ourselves, we can say, Mother, please bring me into balance. Please bring me into balance. Please remove all the blockages in my inner system, in my subtle system. Please help me to be in the present, into reality, into the center. Mother, please bring me into balance. Now, leaving our right hand on the ground still, we can bring our left hand back to our lap. This is how we cleanse our left channel. Here we can say inside ourselves, Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Please take me away from the past and help me to be in reality, in present. Mother, please remove all the blockages from my left channel. Mother, please cleanse my left channel. Now we can bring our right hand back on our lap. And the left hand, we will bend our elbow such that our fingers are pointing towards the sky. You can reference this slide if any confusion. And you can rest your arm against your body. This is how we cleanse our right channel. Here, inside ourselves, we can say, Mother, please cleanse my right channel. Mother, please stop me from overthinking and overplanning and being in the future. Help me to come into the present and enjoy the present. Mother, please remove all the blockages from my right channel. Mother, please enlighten my attention. Mother, please cleanse my right channel. We can bring our left hand back on our lap and let's meditate like this for a couple of more minutes.
Gently open your eyes. Just try to look at the screen if it's in front of you or whatever is in front of you. Just watch like a witness. See if you can do it without thinking. Now again, close your eyes and put your attention on your hands, on your lap. Do you feel any kind of coolness, tingling, even heat maybe in some fingers or one of your hands? Just watch, witness, don't try to analyze it. Just watch like a witness. Watch yourself. Again, open your eyes. Okay, how was that? Did you guys enjoy it? Good. Thank you so much to Soumya for leading us through that session. Why is that balancing exercise very important? Because in Shrimatiji's own words, essentially, without balance between your left and right channels, you cannot ascend in your spiritual experience, in your meditative experience. And that's why it's important to get ourselves in a balanced state. Now, we've been using these terms, left channel, right channel, and balancing ourselves. Let me get into a little bit of the science, the knowledge behind how this works. Think about ourselves. Often, most of us in a day-to-day basis are caught between ruminating about our past, something that has happened, something we regret, feel guilty about, or something that has had an emotional impact on us. Or perhaps we are spending a lot of time in the future, projecting out, planning 3 years, 5 years down the lane, worrying about the outcome of some event, most of the time over which we have no control. And this is not as strange or out of place as it seems. On a daily basis, we oscillate like a pendulum between the past and the future, while not spending enough time in between in the beautiful present. The past and the future do not really exist. They are but merely shadows of this present moment. The present goes and becomes the past. And the future, of course, doesn't exist yet. It's a figment of our imagination, our mental projection. Now let's go back and tie this to what we learned last week about thoughtless awareness. Remember, we talked about the thoughts that come and go. And our goal in meditation is to elongate that gap between the thoughts, the vilamba. Now, if you really notice, if your attention is good enough, you will notice every thought is either from the past or about the past, or from the future or about the future. Because in the present, you're absolutely thoughtless. Now pause for a moment there. That's very powerful. Because when you're in the present, being thoughtless is the most spontaneous, natural thing you will do. Now, essentially in meditation, what you're learning, what you're teaching, this monkey of a mind, as Mahatma Gandhi called it, is to settle in that present. More you settle in the present, the more the best of who you are gets expressed. More creativity, more mental processing power, more attention. Now that I've sold you on the present, let me just turn a little bit of attention to the extremities of the left and the right aspects of the human personality. So if we can just expand that slide to the full screen, I want to talk to you about the right channel, which is the right sympathetic aspect of your nervous system. It governs all our thinking, planning, futuristic projections. When this is imbalanced, obviously the first thing you'll see is you'll get stressed about things all the time, because you're projecting into the future a certain outcome over which you get worry as a return, and you're trying to deal with that stress. Now, stress, by definition, is internal reactions to external stimuli. Pay attention. Internal reactions to external stimuli. So when we say, I'm stressed by my job, I'm stressed by my business, or I'm stressed by my wife, by my spouse, right? That's not true. Actually, whatever is in that outside environment is causing internal reactions in you, and that's why you're getting stressed. The more you meditate, the more your right side is in balance. The internal reactions get soothed down, therefore the stress disappears. Make sense? Now, what happens when we go to the extremes of the right? Obviously, ambition, aggression, a lot of futuristic thinking, planning. But when your attention is always in the future, the power of your attention to deal with problems at hand dissipates. You will not be able to enjoy these beautiful moments you have with your children, with your family in the present. But that's not all. It causes, when taken to an extreme, what we call as disease, extreme imbalances in these channels. Cardiovascular problems, blood pressure, even extreme cases, can cause imbalances. Now, a lot of CEOs in America, a study has shown, are actually depressed. They suffer from clinical depression. Now, that doesn't make sense, does it? Because these are very driven, ambitious, high-achieving individuals, but they're suffering from clinical depression. How does that work? That works because essentially your right channel draws from your left channel, which is the potential energy, and the right side is the kinetic energy, which is the one that puts your desires, thoughts into action. Now you draw your power from the left side, but if you go out of balance to the extremes of the right, you will eventually end up falling very weak on the left-hand side. Now, what happens when imbalances occur on the left-hand side? The left-hand side is obviously about the past. Extreme imbalance will result in us becoming very lethargic, sluggish, unable to motivate oneself to do things. Clinical depression is obviously a symptom of extreme imbalance there. You're driven by emotions, feelings, desires, and you lack that joy. You don't enjoy that everyday living. So it's important to find that balance between these two, that center, that present moment, because that's where you feel the real joy and dynamism that comes from who you are, and where you fully express your creativity, your knowledge, and your abilities to solve everyday challenges in life. Now, that's a lot of theory, but in Sahaja Yoga, essentially, we teach you very simple but powerful techniques that can bring you to balance in a jiffy. And all starts with that silence, that moment of thoughtless awareness that we talked about. It is essentially about rejuvenating your brain. All of us know there are two sides of our brain, the rational, logical side, the emotional, intuitive side. But often we are caught between which side is the superior one. The honest answer to that question is we need both, but we need both in balance. We need to rejuvenate your brain so that it's in that joyful, creative state where it's able to fully express itself. Make sense? Agree? Okay, cool. Any questions, just drop them in the chat and we will try to get them answered in this session towards the end. Make sense? Okay, cool. I will, if all this theoretical knowledge, let's just put it aside for 1 second. If I want you to take one thing, take this. The past and the future are merely shadows of the present. They take us away from the joyous, beautiful state. The more we are present, the more we are in balance. And essentially, everything we do in meditation will come down to this, bringing you to that balanced state in the present moment. Okay? Cool. Awesome. Next up, we have for you a special video, an interview with Shrimataji that was done in Australia, where she talks about the intricacies of these two left and right channels and what happens to us. And we thought it would be a great way to also talk about the deeper knowledge behind everything we're talking about here. And hopefully it answers a question or two that you had. She's the master of this knowledge, the source of this knowledge. So without much ado, I would share with you the interview of Shrimataji in the 80s from Australia.
Shrimataji, what is Sahaja Yoga?
Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja means born. So it is born with you the right to become united, which is the yoga, with the divine.
And this Sahaja Yoga is something that everybody can have, is it? Is something everybody can practice?
Of course.
And how does this connection with the divine take place?
We have within ourselves this power in the triangular bone, which is called as sacrum, meaning sacred, which when awakened sprouts like a primule in a seed and rises through 6 subtle centers, opens out the last center and gets connected with the divine, which is a subtle energy all around us, which organizes us, which nourishes us, does all the living work. Above all, it loves us.
Does this mean, Shrimataji, that people who have not had the ability to practice Sahaja Yoga are not connected with the divine?
Most of them are not. And if some of them are, they don't know all about it.
So this is an extra force that is available to human beings to develop themselves in this world.
Of course. This is the last breakthrough of our evolution, where you have to get connected with the divine, you have to feel it on your central nervous system, and that's how you get your self-realization.
Do I perceive here that this is a way of balancing oneself, of keeping in such a way, of living one's life in such a way that one is not unbalanced in one's view of what is going on around us?
Yes, we have 2 sides in our system of autonomous nervous system, left and right, which we call as left and right sympathetic nervous system. The left side caters for our emotions, for our past, our desires. The right side caters for our action, physical and mental. If you indulge into one too much and go too far with it, you develop an imbalance within yourself. In the center lies the third power, which we call as parasympathetic nervous system. This is the channel which is the central path of ascent. When the Kundalini rises through it, it brings you in the balance because it rises in the center of the system. So this is the minimum that happens, that you develop your balance.
So how does one actually achieve this balance?
It just happens spontaneously.
In other words, there's no physical requirement on an individual.
Not at all, not at all. It's a evolutionary step, as I told you. In our evolution, we have developed a balance. We can stand on our 2 legs. Animals cannot. In the same way, you develop this special balance between your emotions and your actions in a very proper way.
You speak as though this is some sort of evolutionary step.
Yes, it is. It is the last breakthrough, that you have to become the spirit now. And this has to be achieved, which can be achieved only through a living process, because we have become human beings through a living process, and that living process has to act within us.
This sounds as though it is rather a significant time then in the history of humanity.
Very much. In the history of humanity, in the history of evolution, in the history of spirituality is the most important time, because here where you will get whatever has been promised to you so far.
So it's no accident then that Sahaja Yoga has appeared in the world at this time?
No, not at all. Not at all. It's all predicted thousands of years back in India, and later on by many saints. Even William Blake has predicted it.
Srimala, I was reading an article just now where you were talking about inner peace and outer peace. This seems to be something that attracts the attention of people in this present stressful age.
By realization, what happens as a result, you become a person endowed with thoughtless awareness. That means you see everything, you witness everything, and whenever you want to say or to think, you can see about it. But you don't react. There's no reaction. So you are empowered to see it in such a manner that there need not be any thought, just the whole creation acts on you. It's a very subtle thing. It's to be experienced. And that is the point where we realize that we are the source of peace. And that's how our inner peace. They have got peace awards, Nobel Prizes. The peace has to be first of all found inside, and then it manifests outside.
Srimala, another question we wanted to ask you is because of this rather useful way you use your hands to describe the movement of the chakra when they part. I wonder if you could just explain why, when illness occurs, it occurs because of the movement away of one center from another.
All right. What I try to show them, that this is the left side, this is the right side. So this is the left sympathetic nervous system, say, and this is the right sympathetic nervous system. And really spinal cord looks like this. And inside here is the spinal cord, which has the centers in it, the subtle centers. Now, when you start using the energy of these centers, say too much on the right, and it starts moving more towards the right, and there's a constriction. And the power becomes less because you are exhausting. Going more towards the right side. Suddenly something happens, and from the left, if there's a jerk, then the connection is completely broken. This is on its own. It starts working on its own. That's why we can say that this has become malignant. I have no relationship with the whole to have the proportionate growth. So if the nose starts developing, it can cover your eyes, can cover your mouth, everything. This is how a cancer is set in. Or any other disease. So many psychosomatic diseases are nothing but somatic is from the right side, and when the psyche gives in, then it becomes a psychosomatic disease. There are so many diseases which are more psychosomatic than physical. And these we call them as incurable, can be easily cured by Kundalini awakening, because when Kundalini passes through this, she just integrates them. For example, she is going like this, then she goes into this, integrates them. Just like she strings them like pearls. And so they are brought down. And also she nourishes that center. That's how people get cured. Automatically, by themselves, by their own power.
Thank you. So that was a very interesting video, and I hope you caught the nuances of what Srimataji was explaining about the left and right channels and how they go out of balance. What we will do now is lead you into the second meditation session, and I think Samya did a good job with the balancing exercise. this meditation, we'll try to practice more of the silence and develop, nurture our ability to absorb that silence and make it part of who we are. Sound good to everyone? Okay, good. So let's sit back, relax again. Hands open on our laps and let your body relax completely. Your body needs to be comfortable for this to work, because otherwise your attention will be distracted and it's not going to work. And our attention, we have to slowly nurture it, protect it, so that it becomes stronger and stronger and helps us in our meditation, right? It's one of the most important tools in our meditation. We'll start again by doing the last step we did in last week's exercise, which is basically raise this Kundalini energy within us, and at the top of our head, press down. Use the center of your palm, right, this area, and press down at the top of your head, right, just like the figure shows you, and gently massage your skin over the scalp, right? Your skin should move, not your hand, not your hair, not even your head. The skin should move over your scalp. It's a massage. 7 times in the clockwise direction. So, Mother, please take me into the silence within me. Please give me the true experience of meditation. Say this within yourself a few times. Just express that desire to feel that state. Expressing that desire is very important, because that's what's working the magic here. Your Kundalini energy responds to your desire. It's your own energy and it's listening to you. Just ask for that silence, that experience of meditation. Now settle yourself with your eyes closed and try and see if you can keep your attention there at the top of your head. Again, don't try to focus there or project your eyes there. Just your attention, right? If you can't, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's more important to let it go than to work on your attention at this moment. But if you gently press on the top of your head and just feel that area you just touched, that's all it takes. Now this meditation will focus on the silence and try to grow that silence within us, to grow that thoughtless state within us. If you're getting any thoughts, just say, not this, not now, I want to meditate. You will see the thoughts actually dissipate, go away, and your mind starting to clear out, because you have the authority to say that. So say neti. In Sanskrit, neti means not this, not this. Or you can also just say ne, ne. Whatever works for you. Spend a few minutes just in that silence. Again, if thoughts come, just address the thought directly. Not this, not now. I want to meditate. Or you can say neti. Now once again, without opening your eyes, try to watch yourself. How are you feeling inside? Do you feel more calm, present? Do you feel that deep silence growing inside you? Turn your attention to your hands. Do you feel that light coolness start to come on your hands? Perhaps you feel it in one hand more than the other. Gently open your eyes and look at whatever is in front of you, directly in front of you. Just watch without thinking. No reactions, no thoughts, just watch. Good. That concludes our second guided meditation session. I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit more difficult, it would seem in the beginning, to be just silent. But let this grow inside you. Shrimataji talks about it like a seed that sprouts, this beautiful experience. In the beginning, you have to nurture it, you have to protect it. As it grows stronger, your attention will go stronger. Your meditations will become easier and easier. That's why in the beginning, it's important to give it a little bit more attention, focus, and effort. And slowly it will become innate and you'll start to really enjoy it. Okay? So let me know how you feel in your meditations. How did you enjoy the second meditation? You can put it in your chat and comments. I wanted to talk to you about something that Shrimataji briefly mentioned, but it's an important aspect of this journey we all are taking together. We've all know that through the power of evolution, from the amoeba stage, we've slowly grown to the primate stage, we become human beings. But the opening of the seventh energy center, right? The Sahasrara, as it's called in Sanskrit. And this experience of this energy, this beautiful state that we call the Sahaj state, the state of a self-realized person, is the next step in your evolution. It's almost the most natural, spontaneous thing that needs to happen, right? So, yes, this is about stress relief. Yes, this is about balance in your daily life. But depending on where you want to take it, this journey is definitely into that higher state of spiritual enlightenment. And you have taken the first baby steps into that journey. And if you choose to, if you enjoy it, you can go all the way to that beautiful state that a lot of seekers across the world want, desire, and seek. Thank you. That's the end of the formal part of this session. We're going to talk a little bit about homework for this week. We're going to take question and answers after that. So if you can put your questions in the chat window so that we can get to you right after I cover the next steps on the journey of this journey we have taken together. So homework. And this week it's going to be very important because essentially what you're going to do as homework this week is what you're going to be doing for the rest of the journey, right? We're going to spend 10 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the morning. Try to do it the first thing after you get up. When your mind is calm, when the hustle bustle of the day hasn't started, when you have not turned on your news channels, right? Spend 10 to 15 minutes in that silence. Establish that quiet corner in your house where every day you go to meditate. You can put a mat there. You can set yourself to be able to do it. Make it as easy as possible. Right? We will do that balancing exercise in the morning and spend 5 to 6 minutes of silence. Right? You can use classical music to support your silence meditation, especially in the beginning when you need something to soothe you down. In the evening, again, I cannot emphasize this enough, the foot soak, the last thing before you go to sleep, right? Do it before you go to sleep, but don't go back to TV, go back to your cell phones after you do the foot soak, because you will not get the full benefits of it. And this cycle, within 2-3 days, you will see your foot soaks in the night actually improve your meditations in the morning. It'll get more and more easier. Essentially, we're trying to get you to more and more of that beautiful present moment, the state of thoughtless awareness that we talked about, in your meditations first, but then it will manifest in the rest of your day, and you'll see the joyous, dynamic state you'll carry into your work, you'll carry into your interactions with family, and you'll start to really enjoy it. For those of you who are ready to go deeper, who want that individualized attention, I encourage you to attend our personalized sessions on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We will give you the Zoom links for that. Wednesdays it's at 7 p.m. Thursdays it's at 8 p.m. And last but not the least, next week's session, we're very excited. It's a music and meditation session. We hope you'll come back Saturday 11 a.m. For that session, and you will all discover how music can be such an important tool to support your journey of self-discovery and transformation through Sahaja Yoga meditation. That's all we had for now. Let's take some questions. So your questions will be popping up. Let's do some Q&A, get some of your questions answered. What diseases come from the left side? Yes, so we spent a little bit of time talking about imbalances on the left side and the right side. So let me answer your question, but also cover a little bit of the right side, which I think is far more prevalent in day-to-day living these days. Although the whole shutdown things has slowed us down quite a bit, perhaps for the better. So on the left side, a lot of ailments associated with depression, anxiety, all come from extreme imbalance in the left side. Fear, lack of self-confidence, lack of our ability to go out and accomplish things, that lethargic sluggishness that seems to hold back. I've seen cases where there is brain fog, your innate abilities to think, your cognitive abilities, your intuition stops working, you're unable to decipher what's going on and respond in a dynamic fashion, right? Think work, think life, think family challenges. Those are all caused by ailments of the left side. Extreme cases, left side problems can cause cancer and disease. Extreme imbalance in your innate subtle system is what causes disease. Shimataji talks about the psychosomatic diseases, things that start off as a physical ailment but also impact your psyche. So it's actually a combination. Modern medicine tends to treat the somatic aspects but not the psychic aspects. So meditation treats it holistically and goes after the root of the problem, not the symptoms. On the right side, which is a lot more prevalent, and I want you to know this, I know the question is on the left side, but hyperventilation, attention deficiency disorders, hyperactivity disorders, cardiovascular problems, digestive problems, things like asthma, paralytic attacks are all symptoms of the right side. And on the right side, there is something called the liver, one of the largest organs in our body, that we treat with especially tender care in Sahaja Yoga meditation, because liver does so many important things in our body and we have to take care of it. Liver cirrhosis, leukemia, renal failure, diabetes, ulcers are all caused to problems of the liver. So balancing our right and left channels is very important, guys, to keep us healthy, wealthy, and wise. Next question. So, okay, great. We actually covered this. If you're feeling depressed, you're feeling lonely, it's likely because your left side is out of balance. A lot of the challenges we're facing today in this era of COVID related problems is that loneliness that leads to depression. So we will teach you techniques to improve your left side. That's what you need to work on. Bring that left side to balance. You can use the earth element, sit on grass, meditate on the grass. You can actually use a candle, a flame, to support your meditations, and we'll teach you that. You can also use the sunlight, like using the sunlight for the back of your head every day, whatever little sunlight you get during the day, is also helpful for your left side. The many things